Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Laura Bow, the Colonel's Bequest. Let us make sure that my sound is actually working. You never learn to play the piano, but there's a winding mechanism on the side of the player piano. Wind piano. What do you mean I'm not close enough? There we go. Hey, we have sound. Some people are so rude, don't you think, darling? I know just what you mean, Toots. So, actually, we're going to restore the game so we don't upset Rudy and Gloria. Welcome back, everyone, to this Let's Play of the Colonel's Bequest. My name is Anna Mardal, and when we last left off, we're still in Act 1. When we last left off in Act 1, we had gone around and looked at all the estate. We looked at everything there is to look at. We've gone in all or most all the rooms. We familiarized ourselves with that. We also spied on Lillian and Ethel having a private conversation. And we spied on the Colonel and Fifi having a private conversation. And then we came down and we find Gloria with her brother Rudy also having a private... This is a whole mansion full of people having a private conversation. So if we look at the room... We said, you have found the Colonel's billiard room. Funny, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would enjoy playing billiards, listening to records on the Victrola, or the player piano. This is an old billiard table. As it's quite dirty and dusty, it doesn't appear as if billiards has been played much. Upon it, you see 3 balls, 2 red and 1 white. So we're going to look at the people now. It seems that Rudy Dijon is Gloria Swansong's brother and Gertie's son. You surmise that Swansong must be Gloria's stage name. Rudy is a handsome man, and any woman would be attracted to him. But you sense an undercurrent of hostility in Rudy, a sense that he should not be crossed. It seems like Gloria and Rudy are having a private discussion. Gloria Swansong is a beautiful platinum blonde, and the Colonel's other niece and Gertie's daughter. She seems so glamorous with her long feather boa, stunning jewels, and lovely gown. You've been told that she's a successful actress in Hollywood, although you've never heard of her. So there are billiard cues on the wall. There's an old-fashioned Victrola and cabinet in the corner. There's a player piano here, which we can wind, as we just saw because I was testing the sound. You see a picture of a lovely dark-haired girl above the player piano. Strange, her eyes have a haunted, hollow look to them. So let's see if we can talk. There's a lot of musical instruments on the wall. Let's see if we can talk to everyone. Talk to Rudy. My sister and I are talking. Do you mind? Talk to Gloria. Please make it brief, darling. So let's go down the list and ask about people. We're going to start with my list and ask about Celie. She's a strange old gal. The cook is kind of strange. You know she practices voodoo, darling. Okay, ask about Rudy. If you wish to talk with Rudy, then do so. Ask about Ethel. I don't care for my Aunt Ethel. She's just a lousy drunk, and I'm sure she contributed to her husband's death, although that is no business of yours. Well, maybe you shouldn't have brought it up. Aunt Ethel's always drunk. Who cares about her? So let's ask about Henri. Uncle Henri hasn't always understood me. I sure could use his money, support more. Subtle. I've tried to get along with Uncle Henri, but he is such an old grouch. So what about Fifi? She's nothing but a cheap trollop. Oh, what happened? Ask about Fifi. She's a looker, all right, but she ain't to be trusted. We can't ask about Gloria, because she's right in the room. Gertie. Leave my mother out of this. There's nothing you need to know about my mother. Okay, that was a little, intense. He's just the butler, darling. Jeeves is Jeeves. I don't think much about him. And let's ask about Lil. Lillian has always overreacted to things. Someone ought to teach her some self-control. Oh, I've always felt a little pity for my younger cousin. She's had her share of problems, but I don't want to get into that, darling. So, this is not the first time people have referenced Lillian having problems. Ask about Wilbur. What did that old quack say about me, darling? He didn't say anything about you. Why do you care? He's nothing but a jerk doctor. Clarence is nothing but a lying scoundrel. I don't care to discuss him. So let's talk about the estate. This place is frightful. Honestly, I don't know how Uncle Henri can stand it. This is just an ugly old swamp island, that's all. Let's ask about Fifi and Henri together. You can't blame him. She's the one to watch. Oh, darling, everyone knows about that. She's just trying to take his money, you know. Okay, everyone knows about that, then. What about Gertie and Clarence? Clarence and my mother don't get along very well. He'd better stay away from my mother. So I think that's about all we have from them. But over here, we have a clock. Look at clock. The incessant ticking of the stately grandfather clock is the only sound you hear in the empty hallway. Move clock. You pull on the grandfather clock, and to your surprise, find the whole clock opens to reveal a secret door. So we're going to save that game. Every so often it's possible to just suddenly die in this room. Well, all the secret passages. So look through the holes. What a skinflint Uncle Henri is. Man, what I could do with his dough. How rich is he, darling? Don't know for sure. At least a couple mil. If he's so rich, why doesn't he keep this place up better? It's such a dump. The old miser wouldn't part with a penny if he could help it. I wonder if Fifi's getting any of his money, though. I bet she's trying to anyway. Why, she practically has him wound around her little finger. Darling, it's disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, what are you going to do about Clarence? Oh, him. I've decided to break up with Clarence. I have a new beau, a director no less. He's such a doll. Clarence isn't going to like it when you break it off. I don't trust him at all, the snake. Oh, darling, that reminds me. Remember that little medical problem I had? I don't trust Wilbur to keep it quiet. It could ruin my career if it got out. I've got to talk to him. You do that, my dear sister. As for me, I'm going to retire to my room for a while. Kiss, kiss. And off he goes. So that was interesting. We know that Gloria and Clarence are dating. And Gloria had a medical problem that Dr. Wilbur helped her with. I don't think that that's ever gone into explicitly, but especially considering that she was reminded of it while talking about Clarence, I'm assuming that it's a euphemism to she had an abortion, which would presumably also have the kind of stigma attached to it in the 1920s that could hurt her career and that she's worried about it ruining her. So, now, whether that means Wilbur performs abortions himself or maybe he referred her to someone who does, I don't know. So, but that's my guess. I don't know that it's ever borne out, but that's my guess. All right, now where shall we go to next? There were a couple of other spots where time went forward. Gloria, I want to warn you, Wilbur. Don't you dare go spilling the beans on me. I wouldn't do a thing like that, sweetie pie. My little medical problem was my own business and nobody else's. See to it you keep quiet. Maybe, sure thing, whatever you say. Maybe shouldn't be talking about it in front of Laura, but she's distressed. Fine. So if we ask about Gloria and Clarence, Clarence sure is smitten with her, all right. That's all we get there. Let us go down here to the, I don't know what room this is, parlor. You have entered the parlor of the old mansion. Against the back wall, you notice a sculpted marble bar, and in the corner, a parrot swings from its bird stand. So it is now 7:45. That old biddy, she's half sloshed most of the time, and shh, here's that young friend of Lillian's. So there's, upon the countertop, you see a decanter of cognac. There is a marble statue of a lovely Greek maiden. There is a painting of a beautiful girl, and you casually wonder who she might be. Funny, her eyes have a strange, hollow look to them. There's a colorful parrot, and there is a delicate figure of a horse. There is also Gertrude Dijon, who is the Colonel's widowed sister-in-law. She must have married his brother. She obviously is behind the times, as she looks like she has just stepped out of the gay 90s. A bit of a snob, she walks around with her nose up in the air and has an annoying habit of constantly playing with her many strands of pearls. It looks like Gertie and Clarence are having words. Clarence Sparrow is a dapper-looking man in his late 40s. From what you have gleaned, he has been the Colonel's attorney for some time and seems to know the rest of the group well. His manner is a bit on the curt side, and you can sense a bit of sneakiness. So we're going to talk to Gertie. Please leave us be, Laura. Talk to Clarence. This is a private conversation, young lady. Do you mind? Well, let me ask you guys a few things first. Celie, I don't pay any attention to her. She's just the cook, you know. I don't concern myself with the servants. All right, Rudy. I don't wish to discuss him, especially with you. My son has a good head for business, and he's very handsome, don't you think? Ethel. Oh, her. My sister-in-law is nothing but an old sloppy drunk. She's made nothing but a mess of her entire life. Why would you care about that old dame? She's nothing but a cheap drunk. Okay, let's ask about Henri. My business with Colonel Dijon is private, young lady. Don't let him fool you, Miss Bow. He may look like a doddering old man, but he knows exactly what he's doing. I don't believe he intends giving any of us one thin dime. He's got some plan up his sleeve, mark my words. Okay. Ask about Fifi. I can tell you this much, Miss Bow. Fifi isn't doing much cleaning around here. Don't ask me about Fifi. Go ask the old cripple, Colonel, yourself. So, she's just taking advantage of the old geezer. None of us are a bit fond of her. We know what she's after. Clarence does not seem like a nice person, and he doesn't even seem to like Henri very much. Ask about Gloria. I'm so proud of my daughter. She's a very talented actress, you know. You're getting too personal here, young lady. Jeeves. I never bother with the servants. Nobody thinks about Jeeves at all. He's only the butler. Why would I care about him? What about Lil? Lillian's had her problems, you know. Her mother is to be blamed for all of them. Lillian? She's not much better than her mother. Those two make a good pair. What about Wilbur? Why? Are you sick? No, I'm fine, thank you. That doctor is nothing but an old charlatan. What about the estate? This old place is horrid. It's amazing Henri got me to come back here at all. This island is of no consequence to you. Okay, so let's go listen in on their conversation. We can't move the mirror, but what we can do is push the mirror. You push on the oval mirror, and to your astonishment, find that the mirror opens to reveal a secret door. So, lookholes. I've offered her a fair deal many times for her property along the river, but the old biddy won't sell. Soon she's gonna force me into taking some sort of action. What could you possibly want with that swampy land anyway? It's no good for anybody. Little do you know, Gertie, my dear. Let's just say that I happen to know it's worth a great deal, and I have several rich potential investors who would back me up on any plan to develop it. Well, tell me. I've said too much already. You'll probably go and blab everything to Ethel. Oh, the nerve! Well, if I were Ethel, I wouldn't sell you any land either. You're no better than a low-down snake in the grass. I don't know what my daughter sees in you. My affair with Gloria is none of your business. Besides, she doesn't care what you think. You're just trying to exploit my daughter, like you try to exploit everyone else. Well, I know I've got the goods on you, mister. I know about your little racehorse scam. If you don't watch your P's and Q's, I'm gonna tell him about it. Try it, lady. I've had enough of this. Okay, so... Gertie just threatened Clarence with a willingness to tell someone, probably the Colonel, about a racehorse scam. That seems bad. But let's do some more exploring. We have things to pick up. We still can't get in the cellar, can we? It is locked. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna go to the carriage house, which we went to earlier. But we had to pick up some things. And actually, I don't think we went inside the carriage house. It might have been locked. I don't think it's locked. Now it's open. Actually, this is the stable. I want to go to the carriage house, which is over here. Got myself turned around a little bit. It happens. There we are. We haven't visited it before. You have come upon a rundown old carriage house. Old crates have been piled before one of the doors. For obvious reasons, it looks like it has not been used as a carriage house for some time. Probably they don't have a carriage. There's only one horse, and the island doesn't really need a carriage. You peer through the gloom of the old carriage house. Parts of a decrepit carriage lie in the right corner, and a small rowboat named the Minnow rests in the left corner. So there's a rowboat here, and parts of an old carriage that have been dismantled. There's some boxes, an old horse harness. But there's also an oil can. Can we take the oil can? I'm not close enough. Now I am. We're also going to look in the carriage. You look inside the decrepit carriage and find a crowbar. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you. Nice. What can we do with an oil can and a crowbar? Probably a lot. That seems useful. This is the old chapel. We visited here before. We're going to go inside and visit a little bit more thoroughly. So over here, you notice some sagging floorboards near the pulpit. Use crowbar on floor. Pry open floor. Open floor. Pry boards. There we go. Although the floorboard is loose, you can't seem to budge it with your bare hands. Pry boards with crowbar. There we go. The floorboard has been pried open, exposing a small niche in the chapel floor. Look in hole. You're not close enough. Inside the niche, you see an old leather-bound Bible. After removing the brittle old Bible from the opening in the floorboards, you carefully open it. Written inside the front cover, you see, and so now we have a bunch of family names of the Croughton family, which was one of the tombs outside next to the Dijon tomb. We have Francois Pierre Croughton, Claudette Marie Duert, Claudette Marie Croughton, Thomas Simon Croughton, Claude Francois Croughton, Thomas wed Mary Frances O'Neill, Mary Frances Croughton was born, William Thomas Croughton, and then Sarah Marie Croughton. And you'll notice that Sarah Marie doesn't have a passed away. Well, and they don't all, but some of them do. And these names are also important later. Upon further searching through the old Bible, you notice a strange notation on the last page. It says, Sarah, our end is near. The bell will ring solemnly on our final night, and then will sound no more. Sir Lancelot will forever salute us. Do not weep for us, my child. We will watch over you. We love you. Do not ever forget, Mama. With a sad heart, you tenderly close the fragile Bible and reverently place it back in its hiding place under the chapel floorboards. So there's a mystery going on in addition to any other mysteries that might happen tonight. I don't think we can get in the playhouse still. It is locked. Here is Fifi cleaning the gun case. It's still in there. The small silver derringer is inside the gun case. And I think we did this before, but open cabinet. Oops, that's not how you spell cabinet. And so we've got a whole collection of weapons here. A boomerang, a steel cutlass, a pearl hand or dagger, a mace, and an antique crossbow. Can we talk to Fifi? Fifi doesn't have time for idle chit-chat. She's too busy cleaning this Colonel's study. Okay, so if we want to talk to her, we'll need to talk to her later. That's fine. We have an oil can, and it's burning a hole in our pocket. And that note we read in the Bible said that the knight would forever salute our passing. Which is kind of an odd thing to say. We noticed before that when we looked at the suit of armor, we had a zoom in. And it was very well polished and all its joints are completely rusted. So let's oil the helmet. And let's open the helmet, which I can't spell. You carefully open the armor's visor and peek inside. You see a small metal valve handle hanging by a hook inside the armor's helmet. You grab the valve handle. You also see an old yellowed note pasted to the inside of the helmet. Curious about the old note, you read it. It says, "Our dearest daughter Sarah, we knew you would know to look in the armor. This war is terrible. We fear our end is near. In case you're not the only one to find this note, we won't give too much away. Use this valve handle with your favorite water nymph. Don't ever forget, we love you very much. Love forever, Papa and Mama." So we have a valve handle now and aren't sure what to use it on, but that's okay. Now, is there anything else that we need to do before we go into Act 2? Here's Jeeves. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Oops. Celia's still in the kitchen. Still not close enough, and it is still locked. I really thought we needed to get down there before... I really thought we needed to get down there before the act ended. But that is not going to happen if I can't get down there now. Because we're about to end Act 1. And that's okay too. That is okay too. One thing I'm gonna do, because I think it's necessary for the points, is you'll notice these secret passages have doors. The secret panel closes behind you and leaves no trace. You cannot use them if someone is in the other side of the room. It'll say, no, there's somebody in the room. So we will not be able to use them all right now. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Talk to Gloria. Spell correctly. It appears that Gloria is more in the mood to listen to music than to talk to you. Okay. So let's go upstairs. Fifi is still not in her room because she's actually downstairs cleaning. Okay. Rudy is in his bedroom. What is he drinking? Some of these tables look at drink. You think it's bourbon? Talk to Rudy. Oh, it's you, Laura. How's tricks? You're a swell kid, Laura, but I'd like to be alone now, get it? I couldn't ask him about Gloria before, because Gloria was in the room. Don't listen to what others say about Gloria. She's really a good cookie. So, whatever else Rudy's flaws may be, we've heard hints of gambling and womanizing. He does seem to care about his sister. Lillian and Ethel are still in their room talking. And the Colonel is still in his room smoking. If we move armoire and look through holes, do we see anything? You just see the Colonel sitting in his room. Not useful. Everyone is so miserable. Like, they're either sitting, smoking, and drinking alone, or they're griping to each other about the other characters. As usual, Lillian and Ethel are having a disagreement. Rudy is having a drink. So everybody is where they should be right now. Now we're going to save. You don't see anything, but you hear what sounds like someone snoring. Alrighty. And it is now 8 o'clock and Act 2. This is the cozy guest room which Gloria and Gertie are sharing. Gertie looks awfully tired. Perhaps you shouldn't bother her. So she is sleeping right now. That is the horse picture that we used to look into the room. And if we used the secret door to get in, it would be this panel right here. So we walk out. And there's something on the ground. Looks like someone dropped a white handkerchief. So we're going to say, get hanky. Okie dokie. And let's go back inside the room. Did something happen in here? A small table is lying on its side near a wide open window. Is that cigar smoke you smell? Where's Gertie? Look for Gertie. You will have to do that yourself. Look at Gertie. You must be confused. Gertrude is not here. Look out window. Curiously, you peer through the open window into the darkness outside. Looking downward, you think you can see something, but you can't make out any details. Look at table. It appears that a small table has been knocked over, with the potted plant it supported lying crumpled on the floor. And it said we smelled cigar smoke. The distinctive odor of cigar smoke permeates the air. So that's a thing. Someone's walking outside on the second-story veranda. Who could it be? Who indeed? So this is now Act 2, Save 1. So this is our dad again. One important tool a good detective uses, besides asking questions of people, is to selectively reveal information to them and listen to their responses. If you tell Gloria about Fifi, you may receive additional information about Fifi, or at least what Gloria thinks of her. Honey, if you found any items you're confused about, or would like more information about, try showing it to the others. They may reveal more information about it to you. Thanks, Daddy. Alrighty. So, here is Gloria. Let's try his advice. Tell about Fifi. She doesn't want to listen. Show Hanky. Okay, not paying attention. Oh no! It looks as if Gertie has accidentally fallen from her upstairs window and killed herself. Or was it an accident? I mean, she was sleeping. She could have sleepwalked. Search body. You quickly examine Gertie's body and see that she died of a broken neck. You can see no clues as to what might have happened. Can we take her pearls? The pearl necklace doesn't belong to you. Okay. So, Gloria's here. We need to tell her about Gertie. Mother? Oh no, it can't be. You're very mean. There's nothing there. What? Ah. Look at Gertie. You must be joking. Gertrude is dead. Look at body. She's not around here. Okay, so not only have we witnessed a death, we've also witnessed the body disappearing, which suggests foul play because most bodies aren't going to just disappear themselves. So that seems bad. We're going to go in here to the study. There's somebody outside walking around. We can see them through the windows. And now it is 8:15. I can't go on with this any longer. I must tell him about... Quiet. Let's go into the house to continue this discussion. Okay. No privacy here either. Come on, let's go to the dining room. Yes, go to the dining room. What were you talk about in there? It's just not right. We've got to tell him about it. It'll work out, Wilbur. I've got some plans. How are you going to replace that $100,000 we took from Henry? Where would you get that kind of money? I know people. I can do it. Trust me. Yeah. Why were we so stupid as to buy into a racehorse anyway? And to use Henri's money? We should have known better. It would have worked out, Wilbur. It wasn't our fault that shit horse broke his leg. Actually, that's too many letters for... All I can say, Clarence, is you'd better do something fast. Because if you don't, I'm fessing up. I'll handle it, Wilbur. Just don't be stupid and say something. I gotta go. Remember, don't say nothing. So, what we've learned from this is that Clarence and Wilbur are stealing money from Henri, pouring it into ill-advised racehorse scams, and then losing the money and don't have a way to return it. Clarence is sure he can get the money. Clarence is also having a tremendous amount of trouble with Gertie because he wants to buy her land and exploit it, and she keeps refusing to sell. On the other hand, or sorry, that was Ethel, not Gertie. So his confidence that he's totally got money coming in the near future seems rather misplaced. And here Clarence is threatening to go to Henri and fess up, or Wilbur is, which Clarence can't like. I wouldn't like it. You know, Polly, you really understand me, don't you, huh? So Ethel is sitting at the bar and as usual seems to be hitting the booze. She seems to be taking an inordinate interest in the parrot. Okay. Probably not the best time to talk to Ethel. Let us go back into the kitchen. It is now 8:30. Now, child. It ain't no use getting yourself upset. Things have a way of working themselves out. I know, Celie, but it just doesn't seem right. Oh, hi, Laura. So, if we talk to Celie... I'm busy. Go on with you now. Me and Miss Lillian got some talking to do. Don't be bothering us. Talk to Lil. What you want, Laura? Finding everything okay? Do you mind, Laura? I'd like to talk to Celie. So if we tell about Gertie... That can't be true, Laura. I'll go see. Well, there's not really any point in going to see because we already know that the body has been moved by someone. Oh, you're just imagining things, Laura. So that didn't really help. That little tramp. I wish she'd go away. As long as you do her work, things is fine. What about the hanky we found? It looks familiar. It don't look familiar to me. Okay, alright, fair enough. Come and get it. So this Jeeves put down food for the dog. And then the dog went inside his house. Pet dog. Good dog. And we're going to throw bone. And the dog's going to go after it. And we're going to search dog house. You peer into the dark interior of the doghouse and look around. What's this? Why, it looks like a necklace of small amethyst and quartz stones. Beauregard must have found it someplace and brought it here. You quickly grab it and take it with you. So in our inventory, we now have an amethyst and quartz necklace. Whose could that be? I really thought the cellar would be open by now. I thought wrong. So I'm actually going to take a pause here and cut this video because it's getting kind of long and I'm trying to keep them under an hour. No, don't always succeed, I know. So we're going to cut here with us just having found the necklace, and when we come back, we'll find out who the necklace belongs to and hopefully give it back to its owner. Once again, my name is Anna Mardal. This is the old Sierra game, The Colonel's Bequest, also known as Laura Bow 1 because she features in a sequel to The Colonel's Bequest, so it became the Laura Bow games. And this has been some retro mystery, hopefully fun for you, fun for me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.